I mean, we have a lot of corruption monuments. Okay, we have a lot of historical monuments in Prague, and it's why tourists come to the city to see it. And we happen to have enough of corruption monuments which were scandals, big or small sometimes, quite contained, you know, where there was enough information to build up a sort of narrative, a story around it, which is kind of substantiated enough, you know, so not just have some story, but have the story about it. And these monuments were very well protected. It means where the media attention was over, it was very well protected. There were no consequences, no prosecution, no convictions, nothing like that. So we decided, well, let's base the tourist industry on another sort of corruption monuments, basically. And so we wanted this corruption heritage to be listed by UNESCO in the future. And unfortunately enough, I mean, we are speaking about corruption and we have to complain. So I can complain about lack of corruption now, because since then we've been visiting these monuments of corruption for 2 years, okay? And almost every spot we've been visiting has been vandalized by police, public attorneys. They brought a lot of documents from the respective buildings. They attacked some of the persons who were behind it. They sent them behind bars. Now they are prosecuted. So I don't know, I don't see now the future of this business in my country in the best light, you know, so maybe we'll move somewhere else. But first of all, to make money on them. Yeah, because we wanted to make money. We wanted to making money from corruption first and be proud of it. You know, because there are enough people who make money from corruption. They are not really proud of it, maybe, or they are proud, we don't know. But we wanted to make this money as well, you know, and maybe to take a little bit advantage of those who take advantage of us.
Make money out of corruption without being corrupt?
Yeah, actually yes, because you don't, I mean, this money that our clients, the tourists pay, are pretty clear money. This is probably the only clear money in all this business. Because if there were any subsidy, it would be a big problem, I think. Yeah, because we are pretty corrupt as well, yeah. But okay, that was the part of our argument, you know. So because we said, well, if it's natural in our culture, if you say something's natural, it means I'm going to protect it. So the natural is not like a neutral term. It means natural is a positive thing. So we are going to protect it, and I hope that some responsible politicians will step in as they stepped in many times before, and that they will protect at least a part of our corruption heritage for the future. It much depends on the kind of tour. If this is a hospitals tour, kind of hospital on the edge of the law, of course, the med business itself, you know, how it's done with all the kickbacks and pay-to-play schemes. Sometimes it's changing because we had an outgoing president, so we decided, because he was leaving the castle, the place where he resides, and so we decided to make a sell-out, as with other goods. So basically we put him on the Groupon, and we made a discount on the president, and so it was probably the first discounted president in the world. So he was a highlight of this, for some time, because then we sold out and what to do with him. It might be different cases. This is not like a big theory. This is a variety of different cases, so you can understand the whole environment, how it's done, all the mechanisms behind it, and just sometimes very particular stuff, for example, an idiom which is used in the city hall when they send someone to the person in charge, who's not really an elected one. What's interesting about our tourists, always they listen to the first part of the tour, and if they are not Czechs, if they are not the citizens of the Czech Republic, they start after, let's say, 20 minutes, half an hour, the most in the middle of the tour, to speak about their own affairs, cases in their own country back there, That's the reaction, actually. So, I don't know, maybe we learned from them much more than we could ever tell them, Because now we have a kind of very well, it's like having a picture of the whole world, but very much plastic one, with faces of people, like a tangible one, It's not just having some kind of index, numbers, ranks, scores, whatever. You do have really kind of, these Japanese tourists, they asked about clans and families in our corruption. I had no answer for them because, clans and families play no role whatsoever in our business, and the Czech idea is to make money in whatever way and then to pass it as clean as possible to your children. But, the family business, clans, how they are involved in corruption in Japan, okay, the question says it all, much more than our answer, actually. What kind of information we get is much more, because we always think that the information which you can measure, in a way, is a kind of information, I would say, arithmetic information in numbers, but that kind of information we have is measurable as well. We have got kind of geometric information because we've got kind of shapes, what is kind of shape the corruption takes in your country? It's something you can somehow measure, but not really, because it's scalable. It's much more like the number is not actually. It's fixed, but this is a kind of, you can, but yeah, because when I came to Romania, actually, we found out that the shape of corruption in Romania is quite different from the Czech one, because the shape of corruption in Czech Republic, maybe in many countries around, but basically in Czech Republic, let's say in Austria and so on, is kind of pyramid that stands on the top. It means in the everyday life, you don't give bribes, you don't take bribes. Nobody expects giving or taking bribes, Yeah, but when it goes up in politics, in economy, you're surprised. What's happening there? And it's exactly this, this triangle is kind of discontent of the public with this, You can measure it again, because on the grassroots level, maybe you have done something wrong, but not really in that kind of style. not only extent, but just style, It's a completely different world. So, but now we came to Romania and they told me, it's a square here. How you deal with triangle or pyramid, which stands like this, and with a square? It's a very different approach you have to take. You understand? So it's a very different approach, and it's something you can measure, actually. measure your impact. And because of course we dealt with this pyramid, okay? So we dealt on this grassroots level, somehow, you know, passing it, and to seeing always kind of tops there and there, you know, like a funnel somewhere, you know. So it's a different situation. Actually, yes, but it's actually something which would give some real sense to franchising. Because if franchising is to make poorer people poorer in the sense that they just they think they are entrepreneurs, but they are not. You know, they're just kind of worse than employees actually. And here it's much more about, you know, you have to know perfectly your environment to do it. So franchising means here really just providing brand and a kind of know-how how to deal with it in a general level, rather than in the specific cases, what to choose, how to do it, how to combine it, because it's something which should be up to people who really know the environment, you know. So to keep certain kind of information value to it, rather than just, you know, general observations about the world and possible corruption somewhere.